Hello. In today's Oboe Windfree, I'm talking to Christian Elliott, who you will know is the principal cellist of the Irish Chamber Orchestra. As you will have seen from all the orchestra's I Create Online projects, we're always looking for new ways to work and collaborate, and we've yet another new project starting tomorrow. Back in the days when we could actually have haircuts, we got the strings to record some of Christian's arrangements of music that wouldn't normally be part of the ICO repertoire. We had hoped to record and film the wind solos remotely, but of course COVID restrictions delayed us. At long last we can share these with you, so let's go straight to Christian and see what he had to say way back in January. Christian, you've curated and imagined this series of Elliott editions, and I wondered what went through your mind when you first set out on this project.
Well, thanks, Matthew. I mean, I think the initial idea of this actually came from you, so we really have you to thank for this. But I remember we did Billy Joel and So It Goes somewhere in the early part of lockdown. I can't even remember what month it was, but that was a really nice kind of project, and I think it sort of stemmed from there that you had the idea that if I were to arrange a few other songs in that vein, not necessarily all classical things.
But tell me about how you imagined it, though. I kind of want to dig a bit deeper than just on the surface. What actually happened? What went on in your mind when you had to put together this project?
Well, I guess when I was sort of putting together the arrangements themselves, I wanted to sort of create a sort of a thread between them, which is, I think, what we're all going through at the moment. There's either some sense of hope going through them or some sense of joy at what it's going to be like when we're coming out of it. And all these songs, although they're incredibly different from each other, they have some kind of reflection on what the past few months have been for us. So I think that was an interesting thing to play with.
And what was it like recording the string parts and not hearing the solo parts?
Well, that was potentially quite scary, because I mean, there's no way to really be sure that we're doing it in a way that will be possible for you guys to play along with. So that was in the at the front of my mind during the whole process. But it was still really nice to just be able to do the string parts all together, because that it would have been really difficult if we had to do that remotely as well. So it was really nice that we were all together for that. But yeah, just sort of making sure that we were providing a rhythmic bed and just something that was easy for you guys to fit along with afterwards.
Mm-hmm. And I know you haven't seen the finished videos yet. In fact, as we're speaking now, they're not even finished quite at this moment. But how do you envisage them?
I hadn't really given a great deal of thought to how they would look, which shows the level of my visual imagination. But I'm delighted if they're going to maybe celebrate the fact that although it's a shame that the wind solo and the strings couldn't play together, there can be an interesting visual element to that. Mm-hmm. So I'm really very curious to see what he's come up with for that.
Yeah, we're extremely lucky to have Dominic to work on this project with us. Have you talked to him at all, or has he been given free rein, so to speak?
Absolutely. For this, he's been given. I mean, I've done other wonderful things with him before, but no, I haven't spoken with him about this. So I think he's just free to develop visually whatever is in his mind, which is great. Yeah,
it's a very exciting project. I feel really privileged, actually, touched to be involved in it, because it's nice to be able to work in a different way with you and with the strings of the orchestra. Thank you very much for talking to me, Christian. I really appreciate your insight into what you've done.
Well, thank you so much, Matthew. It's been a pleasure.
The first of the Elliott editions is Let It Be. It's played by the strings of the ICO with clarinet soloist Catherine Spencer. It's released tomorrow across all our usual social media channels. Take care, and I will see you again next week.